Do you need some cards from today's episode? Well, you can pick them up and support the show from our sponsor, Card Kingdom. Just follow the link in the description box down below. Hello, everyone. It's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Brew About Nothing. So this week, we are continuing our exploration of Modern with Modern Horizons cards, and we got a fun one today. This is Mardu Octomancer, basically kind of the old Mardu Pyromancer deck, but with even more Pyromancers and some other really sweet new cards for Modern Horizons. So I'm excited to give this deck a shot. We got some really cool new cards. Seasoned Pyromancer in specific is a card that was really hyped during spoiler season, but the format's been so unfair that we haven't actually seen it too much in action. So we're going to see just how good Seasoned Pyromancer really is. So like usual, gonna do a quick deck tech just to let you know what's going on. Then we're gonna jump into the gameplay, see if Mardu Octomancer has what it takes to compete in Modern Horizons Modern. Before we do, a quick reminder, if you haven't already, it would be so cool of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Mardu Octomancer, starting with our Octomancer. So we have Young Pyromancer, the old core of the Mardu Pyromancer deck, but along with Young Pyromancer, which just makes him 1/1 whenever he casts instant or sorcery, we have the all-grown-up Young Pyromancer, Seasoned Pyromancer. Seasoned Pyromancer, this card is amazing in our deck. It does exactly what we want to do. It goes wide. It gives us like a backup weird Faithless Looting when it comes into play. Also, if we get empty-handed and play Seasoned Pyromancer, it's just a 3-drop that draws us 2 cards, maybe it makes us some tokens, and then it works like a weird, expensive, ground-based Lingering Souls from our graveyard. So with Young Pyromancer and Seasoned Pyromancer, we have a bunch of ways of going wide with tokens. So this is kind of the core of the deck. To go along with our Pyromancers, we got one Monastery Mentor, basically like a more expensive Young Pyromancer. Upside is it does make tokens with prowess, and itself has prowess. So if we make some tokens, cast a bunch of spells, they get really big. But basically, another way to get value out of casting lots of spells. And then, maybe the sweetest new addition for this deck is Yawgmoth Thran Physician. So Yawgmoth Thran Physician gives us a payoff for making all these tokens. So we make all these 1/1s with Young Pyromancer, with Monastery Mentor, with Seasoned Pyromancer. Yawgmoth allows us to turn those 1/1s into extra cards. We pay a life, we sacrifice random tokens, we can put a counter on something, so maybe we're killing our opponent's stuff, and we get to draw a card. So it gives us this weird like wrath protection, removal protection, way to deal with our opponent's creatures, and just an absurd source of card advantage. It's pretty easy for us to make like 4 or 5 tokens. Play Yawgmoth, just refill our hand by sacking tokens that we're just like making incidentally as we cast spells we want to cast anyway. So that's kind of the creature core of the deck, along with Lingering Souls, which isn't technically a creature, but it makes creatures, flying tokens. We can sack them to Yawgmoth, it triggers Young Pyromancer, we can discard it to our Seasoned Pyromancer, put it in the graveyard, flash it back to get value that way. So another really great piece of our go wide token strategy. And then maybe my favorite new card for the deck, Unearth. So something like Seasoned Pyromancer is a really absurd value card. Comes in, we discard cards, we make tokens, we draw more cards. Unearth, getting back Seasoned Pyromancer is absolutely brutal. Also gets back our Young Pyromancer, can get back our Monastery Mentor, so some good targets to get back, and if we don't need it, we can always just cycle it away. Plus, it's a cheap spell, so it's triggering Young Pyromancer, it's triggering our Monastery Mentor, etc, etc, etc. Then we have Faithless Looting, which works with Seasoned Pyromancer to keep us churning through our deck, and again, is also a cheap spell to trigger Young Pyromancer. Some discard for the early game to protect our stuff, pick apart our opponent's hand, a bunch of removal, lightning bolts, fatal pushes, one Abrew, surgical extraction, and Kaya's Guile. These cards are more testament to where the meta is at right now. The Hogak deck is huge, lots of graveyard stuff, lots of combo-y stuff going on. Surgical helps there. Kaya's Guile does a little bit of everything. Can be an edict, can be graveyard hate, can make a token if we need to, gain a bit of life. So doesn't do anything especially great in any one matchup, but does a little bit of something in a lot of matchups. Mana base wise, a bunch of fetch lands, some shock lands, some fast lands, some basic lands. In the sideboard, Leyline of the Void to jank out the graveyard decks, Blood Moon to jank out anyone that's not playing enough basics. Bunch more removal, another Kaya's Guile, Plague Engineer, really good against tribal decks, and can be fine just to get like Birds of Paradise, for example, Noble Hierarchs. Dreadbore gets rid of creatures or planeswalkers. Duress helps against combo and control. Wear Tear for artifacts and enchantments. And that is Mardu Octomancer, built around the power of not just Young Pyromancer, but Seasoned Pyromancer, and Yawgmoth, and Unearth, so tons of sweet new cards. So let's jump into the gameplay, see if Mardu Octomancer can actually work in Modern. Thank you so much for watching, I hope y'all enjoy it, and I will talk to you soon. Alright, much brew about nothing time. We are continuing our exploration of, Modern with Modern Horizons, and we are playing Mardu Octomancer, basically similar to Mardu Pyromancer, but with Seasoned Pyromancer, a bunch of sweet new cards. This actually looks much better. At least we can tear apart our opponent's hand. Steam vents for our opponent tapped. Alright, well, our discard should be decent. Yeah, let's just Bloodcrab, untapped, and Inquisition. Thing in the Ice, Arclight Phoenix, Echoing Truth, Flame Slash, Lightning Bolt. Well, we will take... we don't care about... What do we care about? Thing in the Ice dies to Fatal Push. I guess we take Lightning Bolt? Pass the turn? Kind of silly to take Thing in the Ice when we have a removal spell in hand and our opponent's deck doesn't have that many targets. Steam Vents. Untapped. And Thing in the Ice. Sure. Opponent passing. Ooh. Surgical Extraction. That might change our plans. Well, let's Thought Seize our opponent. Take Arclight Phoenix. Marsh Flats. Crack Marsh Flats. Take a Swamp. And yeah, let's just pass. Stop on our opponent's draw step. And extract Phoenix. Well, opponent had Serum Visions, which, that's not bad. Anything spicy. Opponent's got 2 main deck Surgicals. Otherwise, a couple of Pyromancer's Ascensions to be aware of. Thing in the Ice. Finale of Promise. 1 Crackles. Alright. Well, there goes the Phoenixes. Opponent. Serum Visions. We would like a Thread at some point. Both on top. Steam Vents. Tapped. Opponent passing. Well, let's Faithless Looting. Discard a Braid. Discard Inquisition. Play Blackcleave Cliffs. And maybe we just kill Thing in the Ice now. Yeah, let's just kill it. Well, we found a Seasoned Pyromancer, which is actually really good if we're empty-handed. Because if we're empty-handed, it's just going to draw us cards. So if we just hit a land here, we just draw 2. Opponent. Manamorphose. A little less scary without a threat on the battlefield. And opponent got Manamorphose on top, thinking they'd flip the Thing in the Ice. But instead, they're not flipping anything. Opponent passes. Well, alright. Young Pyromancer. Or, not young. Seasoned Pyromancer. Resolves. Discard Bolt. Get a 1/1. And, Kaya's Guile. Oh, maybe we gotta play Marsh Flats. Yeah, let's play it. Pass the turn. There's some argument to holding on to it for Faithless Looting purposes. But we do want to get a white source. We don't really want to shock ourselves. We're already down to 15. Opponent kills Seasoned Pyromancer. Sure. And passing. I mean, I guess we're 1 land away from getting it back. Crack Marsh Flats. Opponent's deck is a bit threat light once you deal with their Arclight Phoenixes, and we killed the first Thing in the Ice, so now our opponent's just a little light on threats. Definitely getting white mana here. If we draw a land, we probably just play it and exile Seasoned Pyromancer. Take a Godless Shrine. Untap. Lingering Souls. I guess this is a good time to Faithless Looting. Because we can discard Lingering Souls. Faithless Looting. Ooh, Unearth. Discard Lingering Souls. And, yeah, I guess we go Yawgmoth. Go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. To 17. Let's pass the turn. I don't really want to discard this Kaya's Guile. The one, well, not one, but one of the main ways I could see us losing here is our opponent going off with Pyromancer Ascension, Faithless Looting. Now we might just have to do it. Yeah, let's Unearth Seasoned Pyromancer. Too much value to pass up now that we drew Faithless Looting. Discard, discard. Go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Bloodstained Mire. Crack it. Take a Swamp. Young Pyromancer. Lingering Souls. And pass the turn. We could have cast Kaya's Guile with the Seasoned Pyromancer trigger on the stack. Maybe that would be better. It's really close. Opponent kills Young Pyromancer. They can Echoing Truth our elementals at some point. Opponent passing. We draw a land. We'll go to combat. Attack. Lightning Bolts Pyromancer. And takes their beats. Well, we'll just pass. Opponent down to 10. And passing. Okay. Well, we untap. Another land. Go to combat. Attack our opponent. There's the Echoing Truth. Opponent takes 2. Well, that's Faithless Looting. Discard. Discard. Young Pyromancer. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Serum Visions. This Yawgmoth seems sweet. Opponent both on top. Sleight of Hand. And Thing in the Ice. Okay. And Flame Slash. Alright, alright, alright. Yup. Opponent passes. Well, go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent to 6. Inquisition our opponent. It's a land. Yawgmoth. And pass the turn. Alright, as long as our opponent can't flip this Thing in the Ice, we're in pretty good shape. If they can chain together cantrips, that would be scary. Opponent passes. Ooh, Monastery Mentor. Well, go to combat. All attack. Opponent takes it. Alright, we will just pass the turn. Opponent's down to 2, and we can actually kill the Thing in the Ice if we have to by getting back. We can get back Seasoned Pyromancer. Well, get the elementals, sack all the elementals to Yawgmoth, kill Thing in the Ice, and that went pretty well. We just kind of picked apart our opponent's deck. All right, opponent is playing. Opponent is playing. Is it Phoenix? I think we probably want Leylines of the Void over Surgicals. Since Leyline also shuts off... Pyromancer's Ascension, which is a concern. Blood Moon, no. Duress would be fine. Plague Engineer, probably not. What else do we cut is the question. Lightning Bolts are honestly a little bit hit and miss here. Doesn't kill Thing in the Ice. Doesn't kill Crackling Drake. We can probably trim back on bolts at least. Kaya's Guile's interesting. Could bring in a Wear Tear to deal with Pyromancer Ascension. Maybe we go like Duress, Wear Tear. Braid also doesn't do it. Do we want more hard removal? Maybe like another Kaya's Guile over an Unearth. And... yeah, let's go another Wear Tear. Try it like that. So opponent's on the play for game number 2. Game 1 went really well, though. Unearth with Seasoned Pyromancer, pretty sweet. Well, alright. Only 1 land, but we got some discard. Got a lot of answers. Opponent, Scalding Tarn, cracks it. Island, Sleight of Hand. We are going to need to hit lands. That's a land. Well, Marsh Flats, crack it. Blood Crypt, untapped. And Inquisition you. Anger, Manamorphose, Arclight, Pyromancer Ascension. Take Manamorphose. Pass the turn. Steam Vents for our opponent untapped. And there is Pyromancer Ascension. Opponent passes. We draw a Mountain. Alright, let's Duress our opponent. Double Arclight in hand. Take Anger. 2 Arclights are a concern. Godless Shrine, untapped. Pass the turn. Yeah, just natural Arclights are a bit scary. Lingering Souls buys us some blockers at least. Steam Vents, tapped. Opponent, passing. Well, we will get rid of Pyromancer Ascension. Untap. Mountain. Seasoned Pyromancer. Fatal Push. Young Pyromancer discarded. Pass the turn. Can we beat the Phoenixes? That's the question. Opponent's going to be able to start casting opponent. Phoenix number 1. Yup. Gets in. Yup. Down to 12. Well, the race is on. Opponent passes. Leyline a bit late. Well, go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Thoughtseize. We got to take... Yeah. We got to take the Phoenix. Take the Phoenix. Blackleaf Cliffs. Go. Hope our opponent can't chain together cantrips or something to get it back. Opponent untaps. Combat. Gets in. Hits us. Down to 7. Passes. Well, play Marsh Flats. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent. Down to 9. Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard Leyline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, pass the turn. I don't think we can crack this fetch land. Too easy to die. Opponent untaps. What do they find? Faithless Looting's a good one. That might get our opponent to getting back Arclight, and that might get us to dead. Aria of Flame, Spire Bluff discarded. Faithless Looting into Serum Visions. Alright. Well, we're dropping to 1. We took out our Lightning Bolts, too. A Lightning Bolt worth of damage would be pretty huge here. Opponent, Phoenix, can hit us for 6. Ooh, leaves 1 back. Alright. Hits us to 4. We untap. We draw. Ooh, Lingering Souls is good. Go to combat. Attack with everything. Opponent blocks. Drops to 4. Well, we will Lingering Souls. We will Lingering Souls. And pass the turn. Alright, opponent. Does Lingering Souls save us? That gives us a blocker. Opponent. 2 mana. Manamorphose. Into. Looting. I mean, if this ends with a removal spell, they got us. Oh, combat. Our opponent fizzled and scooped it up. Oh, they fizzled. We got there, and Octomancer off to a good start. Off to a good start. Seasoned Pyromancer is sweet. Oh, man, that card is good, especially alongside Unearth, but just in general. Whew, Seasoned Pyromancer. All right, why isn't everyone playing this card? This card's legit. Okay, on to the next one. Sweet. All right, much brew about nothing time. We are Mardu Octomancing in Modern. All right, would like to find maybe like a Faithless Looting or a Seasoned Pyromancer to turn on this Unearth, discard something, but worst case, we draw nothing, we can cycle it. Bloodstained Mire, crack it. Take a Swamp, and Inquisition. Ooh. Snapcaster Path, Jace. No white mana yet. Well, take the Path. Pass the turn. Island for our opponent. And passes. Lingering Souls. That's going to be good in this matchup. Play Bloodstained Mire. Pass the turn. Question's going to be, do we cycle Unearth, or do we hold on to it? Crack this. Take a... Take a Sacred Foundry. Tapped. No cycling yet. Untap. Play a Mountain. And let's just... Monastery Mentor. Pass the turn. Ooh, opponent draws a Plains. So they can just, path our Monastery Mentor. It's not a bad draw for our opponent. Pass. We get a... Swamp, I guess. Opponent passes. Well, let's play Lingering Souls. Pass the turn. We want to be able to pressure the Jace. That's our main goal. Opponent. Combat. Attacks. Yeah, we will take a little tap from the snap. Down to 16. Are they going to run out the Jace? Field of Ruin. Going to get our white source. Okay. We are a little low on basics. And this does put us off white mana. But we got our Lingering Souls out of hand. Untap. Just kidding. We have it back in hand. Well, go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Let's Young Pyromancer and pass the turn. This is the Wrath turn if they drew into it. We would like our other white source. Or like a Faithless Looting to discard this Lingering Souls. Either one would be fine. Opponent. Wow, there's the Jace! Alright, this means Yawgmoth gets to come down and it's going to be sweet. Brainstorms with Jace. Yawgmoth gives us some Wrath protection because we can always just sack our board to at least draw a bunch of cards. Terminus would still be annoying though. Hopefully it's not a Terminus. A normal Wrath doesn't bother us much at all, honestly. Island for our opponent goes to combat. Passes. Well, yeah, let's bolt the Jace, make a token. Untap. Play Yawgmoth. Yeah, sack the Elemental, kill Snapcaster. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent down to 14. Pass the turn. No Terminus. That's good news. Opponent's going to path Yawgmoth. Well, let's sack a Spirit. Draw a card. Sack a Spirit, draw a card. Alright. Well, there goes Yawgmoth. Still didn't hit a land. Island for our opponent. Yeah, we really want like Seasoned Pyromancer, Faithless Looting. Some way to discard these Lingering Souls would be huge. Opponent passes. And white mana also helps. Vendilion Click. Resolves. Targets us. So, Lightning Bolt, Vendilion Click. Make a token. Opponent gets peek at our hand. And I don't even know if they take anything. It depends on their hand. If they have like a Teferi or something, maybe they have to take the Thoughtseize. Take some Lingering Souls. Okay. Well, Thoughtseize our opponent. Make a token. Opponent counters. Well, let's Inquisition our opponent. Make a token. Take the Snapcaster. Marsh Flats. Crack it. Godless Shrine. Untapped. Lingering Souls. Flashback. Make some tokens. Combat. Get in there. And, I mean, this is a pretty fast clock. Opponent's empty-handed. They basically need to draw a Wrath. And even if they draw a Wrath, we get to unearth our young Pyromancer and go to town. Opponent passes. Well, go to combat. Swing with... let's leave young Pyromancer. Opponent takes it to 6. Lingering Souls. Make a token. And pass the turn. Alright, opponent. You gotta draw something. The end is near. And opponent scoops it up. Alright. Going through the control deck pretty easily there. That was pretty impressive. Alright, opponent's playing control. Against control, Duress is good. Dreadbore is good. Abraid's not that effective. Kaya's Guile. Surgical's a little bit meh. It's fine, but it's not super exciting. Do we want Blood Moons? I think we might. Although our opponent's going to be expecting them. We can probably go down Kaya's Guile. Okay, I'm just not sure we want to fight the Graveyard Battle. Go down the Surgicals. And discard's good. Fatal Push, meh. We can probably at least trim Fatal Pushes. Maybe Surgical's fine. Plague Engineer, no. Leyline, I think we'd rather have Surgical. Kaya's Guile, Wear Tear. And let's keep a Kaya's Guile. They could have like Baneslayer in the sideboard, and that is a way to deal with it. Do we want any... I guess we saw a decent number of creatures. So Fatal Push, I mean, we can always discard it. All right, let's try it like that. Mostly Blood Moons, also the Duress. Well, game 1 went pretty impressively. And we didn't even draw Seasoned Pyromancer, which I think is just like our best card. Oh, it seems so good. We're on a mission to play every Modern Horizons card. Well, that's a little exaggeration. At least like most of the rares and mythics. There's no way we're literally going to play everyone, but yeah, okay. This is fine. We got our Seasoned Pyromancer. Bit of discard for turn 1 maybe. Island for our opponent. And it passes. Yeah, let's just Blackleaf Cliffs. Inquisition. Snapcaster Path. Logic Knot. Purge. Cryptic. We don't care about Path very much. We don't care about Purge that. We have double Lingering Souls hand. How do we lose? Blue Source, Logic Knot, or Faithless Looting would be bad. Yeah, we're going to take Logic Knot. I feel like our hand matches up really well with our opponent's hand, and the one way that it could go very wrong is if they snap countered our Faithless Looting next turn, played for our opponent. Passes. Well, let's Faithless Looting. Discard Lingering Souls, Seasoned Pyromancer, Blood Crypt, Untapped, Unearth Seasoned Pyromancer. Wow, so much value. Seasoned Pyromancer lets us discard Lingering Souls and, I guess Lightning Bolt for now. And pass the turn. All right, that was good. That was a turn. That was a turn too. Oh, the value, it's so good. This Blood Moon's not looking great at the moment, but opponent leaves a card on top, draws it, untaps. Island, and passes. Well, go to combat, attack. Opponent Snapcasters. Oh man, blocking Seasoned Pyromancer would be sweet. Then we get to unearth it again. Wow, they're gonna do it. Okay. Block Seasoned Pyromancer. Well, in that case, unearth Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard Blood Moon and Mountain. Play Blackleaf Cliffs, Lingering Souls. This is turn 3. We're on like the aggro Octomancer plan. Opponent's gonna have to hit a Wrath. I mean, that's basically where they're at. They need to find a Wrath again. And we're putting the pressure on pretty quickly. Planeswalker's not that good if you're super far behind on board. Like, opponent can't just run out of Jace. I mean, I guess they can, but it's just going to get beaten down. Opponent's looking for the sweeper. Card to the bottom. Opt into exile. All right. Man, Unearth Seasoned Pyromancer is so good. It's so sweet. Oh, this deck's got some synergy. Opponent, did you find a Wrath? The beatdown's a coming. It's also super sweet to be able to, like, get rid of Blood Moons when they're bad. Like, our opponents fetch out a bunch of basics. Blood Moon's not going to do anything. Seasoned Pyromancer and Faithless Looting make sure that we can not be stuck with those cards in our hand and turn them into potentially more helpful cards. Next turn's going to be interesting. I feel like we got to hold Mentor for Wrath protection. Would like to find Discard. We know our opponent does have removal in hand, but targeted removal is kind of meh. Like, we're sure you can, like, Celestial Purge Seasoned Pyromancer, although it's already entered the battlefield like a million times, made a bunch of tokens, cycled through our deck. Field of Ruin. Opponent. Passing. Kaya's Guile, but no white mana yet. Well, go to combat. Attack. Alright. Hits a Blood Crypt. We will take a Mountain. And there's the Purge. Sure. Opponent takes their beats. Let's just Faithless Looting. Don't really want to run more into a potential Wrath. Ooh, there's a Thoughtseize. So discard Faithless Looting. And I guess we discard Mentor. Do we discard Mentor? Maybe we discard Guile. Although, and let's discard Swamp. Faithless Looting Swamp. Play Bloodstained Mire. Crack Bloodstained Mire. Take Godless Shrine. Untap. 15. Thoughtseize. Down to 13. Cryptic Detention Sphere Path. Yeah, let's take Detention Sphere. Pass the turn. Opponent's probably going to have to use Cryptic just to tamp down our tokens at some point anyway. Opponent draws a land. Ooh, Teferi. Alright, Teferi's a draw. Draws a card. That is a good one. Opponent's passing. Untapping. Now we gotta fight Teferi. Young Pyromancer. Well, go to combat. Everything at Teferi. Opponent's going to path a token. We take a swamp. Teferi goes to 1, but is still alive. Alright. Faithless Looting. Discard. Discard. We might be getting got by Teferi, because now our opponent can Cryptic to keep Teferi alive another turn. That's a lot of extra cards being drawn. Teferi is powerful. That was a very good card to have on top of our opponent's deck after that Thoughtseize. Very, very good. We'll see. I mean, we still have a lot of action, which is nice. Opponent draws a card. Field of Ruin. Hits our white source. That's actually a pretty impactful draw for our opponent. Our deck is pretty greedy with the white mana. Opponent passing. Untapping lands. Now they get to Cryptic, keep Teferi alive. Ugh. Not good. Yeah. Now go to combat. There's the Cryptic. Taps down our team. Well, play Young Pyromancer. Marsh Flats. We gotta get rid of this Teferi. It's drawn too many cards for our opponent. Untaps. Draws a card with Teferi. Opponent's up to 5 cards in hand. Flooded Strand. Ashiok. Alright, that's actually a little bit annoying. mills us, exiles everything. Alright, opponent's passing. Hopefully we can kill the planeswalkers, or this is going to go poorly. Opponent untaps. We draw. Sacred Foundry. Play Sacred Foundry untapped. Go to combat. Cracks Flooded Strand. Ooh, this is interesting. So Snapcaster resolves. We crack Marsh Flats. Oh, that doesn't work. Well, oh boy. Yeah, that's right. There's an Ashiok. We're not smart. So Kaya's Guile. Exile Graveyard, sack a creature? Okay. So Teferi. Ashiok. Actually, I think we have to put a bunch at Teferi. 4 at Teferi, 1 at Ashiok. Well, Kaya's Guile was good there. Teferi down for the moment. All right, opponent, what do you got? More Teferis. Not as devastating, though. Unless our opponent draws into Wrath and Cryptics. Oh, I can't believe we cracked the fetch land into Ashiok. That is the static ability I think I miss most. Especially in Modern, no one plays, well, not many people play Ashiok. That's a punt that I've done before. Opponent going to bounce a Spirit, draw card. And Colonnade. Well, that is a clock. Oh my god, Detention Sphere. Ugh, another one. Alright. Yeah, we can't do anything about that. That's not good. Opponent. Ashioks. Gets rid of more of our stuff. Passes. Well, go to combat. Kill Ashiok. Yawgmoth. Go. Can we not die to this Colonnade? Takes up to Fairy. 2 cards in hand. Flooded Strand. 1 card. Opponent passing. Okay, we draw. Fatal Push. Well, play Monastery Mentor. Go to combat. Attack Teferi. There's Colonnade. So we... Oh. There's a Teferi. Alright, opponent gets to block. Blocks Yawgmoth. Well, this is brutal, but... Sacrifice Monastery Mentor. Counter on Colonnade. Teferi dies. Lightning Bolt our opponent. Opponent cracks Flooded Strand. Gets an island. Restoration Angel. Okay, this is fine. So Restoration Angel resolves. Fatal Push Restoration Angel. Make a token. Sack the token. Kill Colonnade. Huh, okay. Opponent's out of cards. Board's dealt with. Opponent's down to 8. We got a Lingering Souls at hand. Oh boy, that was a good turn. You could do some tricks with this deck. Oh, that was good. Opponent. Passing. We go to combat. We attack our opponent. We play Lingering Souls. Make some tokens. Pass the turn. If our opponent wraths, we can sack our board to draw a bunch of cards. I think we got him. I think that tricky Yawgmoth line got it done. What do they got? Path on Yawgmoth. Opponent's at 3. All right, draw a card. And draw a card. I don't think we have any lands left. We do not. All right. Opponent passes. Well, Inquisition. Make a token. Hand check. It's a land. Go to combat. It is lethal. And Octomancer taking down blue-white. Oh, man. Yawgmoth is sweet in this deck. And a Seasoned Pyromancer. Oh, that was a sweet line. Well, we might have a little bit clunky-ish with the one Ashiok land sack. But still, oh, man. This deck's got some tricks and some synergies. It's sweet. Oh, it is sweet. All right. Not bad. On to the next one. All right. Much brew about nothing time. We are Mardu Octomancing in Modern. Oh, looking to unearth some Seasoned Pyromancers. See what our opponent's doing. We are in the draw. I think we keep this. It's risky, but oh god. Okay. Probably in trouble. Well, Blood Crypt, untapped. This might not go well. Opponent's gonna have Tron, for sure. I'll take Oblivion Stone. Sadly, we don't have a way to get a land in the graveyard for this Surgical. Tower, yup. Opponent, passing. We draw not a land. Well, okay, Inquisition. It was a greedy keep, that's for sure. Really? Well, we will take... I guess Walking Ballista. I'm not sure what our plan is. I mean, I guess we hope our opponent doesn't ever draw a finisher and that we start drawing things. Opponent. Definitely going to need to draw land and draw it pretty soon. There's a mine. Well, opponent, we know they don't have a finisher in hand unless they just top deck one. But they do have Tron. Forest. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Ulamog. And we got no Thoughtseize Expedition map. So Ulamog's 2 turns away. We draw. Alright. Sacred Foundry. A Braid Expedition map. Pass the turn. Opponent. Mine. 8 mana. Sylvan Scrying. Well, if we... Oh boy. Wormcoil. Alright. Lightning Bolt. Yeah. They got us. Okay. Well, that's what Tron does sometimes. Against Tron. I guess it's Blood Moon Party. I mean, that's about it. Blood Moon, Dreadbore. If we had a way to get a land in the graveyard, then Surgical would be good. But since we don't, it's not very good. Fatal Push, also not super exciting. Wear Tears do have some amount of value. And I guess Kaya's Guile technically can get rid of a Ulamog. Although, like, if a Ulamog comes down, we're probably just dead anyway. I think it's really Blood Moon or bust. Yeah, Kaya's Guile. I don't think we can actually play the you can play your Ulamog and then we'll kill it game plan. That does not seem like a winning game plan. All right, we're on the play. Ooh, Blood Moon, but no lands. We have 2 discard spells. Oh, we gotta ship it, I think. Yeah, we got a mulligan. No Blood Moon. Well, okay, opponent's keeping. Unearth, not what we're looking for here. Marsh Flats, go. Well, we get 2 draws. 2 draws at a Blood Moon. Could also hit some redraws. Those are possible. Expedition map for our opponent. Well, crack Marsh Flats. Take a swamp. Untap. Lightning Bolt. Well, play a mountain. Young Pizzy. Come on, Blood Moon off the top of the deck. Off the top. One time with the Blood Moons. Opponent. Chromatic Star. Ooh, are they pinched on lands? Okay, that gives us a bit of hope. Opponent passes. We draw a swamp. Well, Bloodstained Mire. Get in with the Young Pyromancer. Hit our opponent. So now I guess we're just hoping our opponent doesn't draw lands and that we draw Blood Moon. Down to 18. Opponent untaps. Cracks. Star. Ancient Stirrings. Whiff. Whiff. Let's see that whiff. No lands. No lands. Ghost Quarter. Alright. Well, at least Ghost Quarter is not a Tron land. There's a Ghost Quarter. Opponent's passing. Well, we'll crack Bloodstained Mire. Opponent dismembers. Well, Lightning Bolt our opponent. Make a token. Bloodstained Mire. Take a Sacred Foundry. Alright, deck, give us something. Yeah, Seasoned Pyromancer is something. Play Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard Dreadbore, Blood Crypt. Go to combat. Attack. Alright, we'll see. Opponent to 10. Play the swamp. Pass the turn. No Tron land, please. Opponent. Cracks map. Alright, as long as they don't hit Tron next turn, plays a mine. Map again. Alright, let's see what we draw. Well, if they luck into Tron, we can't beat it. If they have to pay for Tron, they'll have 5 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we got to play to win in 2 turns. We have 2 options here. Option 1, Inquisition, Abraid, attack for 4. But then we got to dodge Tron for 2 turns. The other option is Mentor, Inquisition. That gives us lethal next turn. And we lose if our opponent just top decks Tron and has a finisher, probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess we can Inquisition first? We don't get the Mentor token, but it gives us information, and we'll still have lethal? That sounds weird, but it might be right. What would make us cast a Braid over Mentor? Yeah, we're going to do that. Inquisition. Ballista, O-Stone, Chromatic Sphere. Okay, so we take Ballista. Yeah, take Ballista. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent goes to 6. Monastery Mentor. Pass the turn. Alright, no Tron. Off the top. Please no. Opponent cracks. Gonna get Tron. I guess if they top deck another Walking Ballista, then we still could lose. Sphere. Redraws. Green. Relic. Redraws. It's gotta be Ballista, I think. Sphere. Alright, Star. Now I think we got him. Alright, it worked. That's Xaxes. Whew. Well, opponent stumbled a bit, and we were fast enough to make Tron pay in this one. On the draw for the next game. Scary, though. Opponent. Alright, scoops it up. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, run it back. This is what we got. Definitely scarier being on the draw because Blood Moon can be too slow if our opponent has their ideal draw. Let's have a nice Tron Mulligans into Oblivion. Nice little Moldify for Tron. Something like that would be fine. Opponent keeps 7. I don't think this hand is going to beat Tron. It's just a bit on the slow side. Yeah, Mulligan. Well, okay. At least this gives us some discard. I guess we keep Marsh Flats. We are going to want red mana. Alright, we'll see what happens. Opponent, mine, and Chromatic Sphere. Passes. Play a Swamp. Inquisition of Kozilek. Wow. All the maps, but none of the lands. Wow, that is a risky keep. Well, take Sylvan's Scrying. Pass the turn. Come on, no lands. No lands, no lands. Opponent. Cycles. Well, Ancient Stirrings is going to find a land. Almost assuredly. Yeah, Tower. Oh, boy. Yep. Well, our opponent's risky keep pays off. Marsh Flats, crack it. Blood Crypt, untapped. Inquisition our opponent. Take Walking Ballista. Thoughtseize our opponent. Take Worm Coil. Wow. Paid off for one of the riskier keeps I've seen. Well, that is the Tron life. Opponent cracks Expedition map. I mean, we could draw Blood Moon this turn. Blood Moon would still be good. There's a map. Opponent passing. Lingering Souls. Well, Godless Shrine. Untapped. Lingering Souls, I don't know if that's going to get it done. No finishers. No finishers, please. Opponent. Tower. Ugin. Well, the luck of the Trottish. Oh, boy. All right, well, that feels like a really bad matchup. Especially if we lose the die roll. No Blood Moons for us. And, yeah, you can't grind with Tron. That's the sad news. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Well, I think this is a bad matchup regardless, although I am a tiny bit disappointed that once we saw our opponent's hand, they went Tron land, Tron land, Tron land, Ugin off the top. Kind of the old demonic tutor draws, but that's magic. Alright, well, the 5-0 Dream's dead, but the deck is still legit, outside of Tron, apparently. Alright, much mulligans about nothing time. Playing some Mardu Octomancer. This is more reasonable, although we're very spell light. Well, I think we have to keep Marsh Flats. I guess we're on Young Pyromancer and the Lingering Souls. Plan. Yawgmoth does give us potentially a lot of card draw, which is nice. Windswept Teeth for our opponent. Cracks it. Uh-oh. If this is Vizier Druid combo, we might just be slow. Well, Marsh Flats go. We don't have any removal in this hand. We have a ton of removal in discard, but we have the all-creature hand. Opponent. Okay, that's definitely what it is. Well, crack this. Take a Godless Shrine tapped. Well, come on, removal spell. Lightning Bolt discard might be helpful. Some interaction. Mountain. All right. Well, if we get janked out on turn 3, we get janked out on turn 3. Mostly sad because our deck is overflowing with interaction to not have this happen, but Giver of Runes. Okay, not dead yet, apparently. Vizier. Infinite mana. Well, I gotta say our opponent's Mulda 6, probably better than our Mulda 6. Huh. Opponent doing their things. We can't scoop because our opponent hasn't shown a finisher. Well, that's a good Mulda 6. 5 combo pieces in a 6-card hand is pretty impressive. Well, Plague Engineer's in. Could bring in Dreadbore for more interaction. I mean, we just need to be able to interact. That is what we need in this matchup. And we have a million interactive spells. We can probably go down the Mentor. I don't know if we need Mentor. Kaya's Guile feels a bit slow. And maybe go down one Unearth. And run it like that. I mean, had the wrong half of our deck. Let's see what this hand looks like. Alright, this is more reasonable. So, Mountain. Faithless Looting. Ugh. Land, eh? Well, discard Lingering Souls. Discard Marsh Flats. Pass the turn. Well, at least we have a Bolt, so we can kill the first combo piece. Opponent. Temple Garden, untapped. Birds of Paradise. Opponent passes. Well, that's Marsh Flats. Crack Marsh Flats. Take a Swamp. Young Pyromancer. Pass the turn. Windswept Heath for our opponent. Cracks it. Gets a Plains. And Teferi Time Raveler. That's not great news. Bounces Young Pyromancer. Opponent passes. Alright, play Blackleaf Cliffs. Play Young Pyromancer. Bolt the Bird, make a token. Pass the turn. That is our only removal spell at the moment, though, which is pretty scary. Opponent. Land. Cracks it. Teferi's very strong. Even in a deck like this, where it's just like, you can't interact with my combo. Pretty frightening. Tireless Tracker. Takes up. Opponent. Passing. Well, this is pretty simple. Dreadbore. Tireless Tracker. Make a token. Godless Shrine. Untapped. Lingering Souls. Make some tokens. Kill Teferi. Hit our opponent. And pass the turn. Opponent. Untaps. Forest. That is Collected Company mana. Shalai. Yeah, that's annoying. Opponent passes. Well, I think it is Faithless Looting time. Make a token. Boy. This deck's got a lot of protection now, doesn't it? Discard a couple fetch lands. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent blocks. Drops to 11. Play the land. Pass the turn. Opponent. Finale of Devastation. For Devoted Druid. Well, let's Surgical Finale. Oops. Meant to pay mana for that. Make a dork. Get rid of the finale. Opponent's got the win in hand. And a deputy. Alright. And we can't do anything about it. Alright. Untap. Land, infinite mana tutor. Yep. Alright. Well, opponent had a lot of layers of protection and their combo pieces. Yeah, this deck is pretty scary. Pretty scary. Well, not enough interaction. Interesting. Alright, much Abrew about nothing time. We are losing some die rolls in Modern with Mardu Octomancer, and I mean, I guess we keep this because Seasoned Pyromancer is a Faithless Looting type effect. Definitely a very land-heavy hand, an interaction-light hand, but we do have a way to filter. See what our opponent's up to. Shambling Vent. Alright, might actually be a fair matchup. Opponent passes. Lingering Souls. Well, Bloodstained Mire, you. Opponent. Caves of Koilos. Alright, so Eldrazian Taxes by the looks. Tide Hollow Sculler. Oh, that's actually super annoying. Because we kept this hand based on Seasoned Pyromancer. And now we're going to lose it. Well, hopefully we draw... We have a lot of removal spells. Wow, it takes Young Pyromancer. Interesting. Well, crack Bloodstained Mire. Take a Blood Crypt. Tapped. Opponent passes. We draw more lands. Well, Bloodstained Mire go. The fairest of fair and the landiest of lands. Opponent. Plains. And combat. Attacks. Hits us. Down to 17. Yup. And Kaya. Well, crack Bloodstained Mire. Get a Sacred Foundry. Tapped. Kaya's annoying. It definitely is. Takes up, exile stuff. Opponent passes. Oh boy, even more lands. This is many on the land front. Well, play Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard Blackleaf Cliffs, Blood Crypt. We don't get any tokens. Okay. Well, there's a Fatal Push at least. So at least we hit one non-land. Holy moly, the lands on the top of our deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, well, the good news is we're going to stop drawing lands because they just don't exist in our deck anymore. So, score. Ghost Quarter for our opponent. And, wow, Shambling Vent. Opponent's getting frisky. Okay. Attacks. We will take it. Down to 14. Now, opponent must not have much going on either. Kaya, yup, exiles lands that we didn't care about. Oh, we untap. Surgical. Well, I guess our plan is Fatal Push Tidehollow Sculler. Get back Young Pyromancer. Go to combat. Hit Kaya. Play a Mountain. Play Young Pyromancer. And pass the turn. See what our opponent's got. If we can play in Flashback Lingering Souls next turn, would be sweet. Some temptation to just extract Tidehollow Sculler, but our opponent would have cast it if it could have. So odds of having one in hand are not high. Yawgmoth would be sweet in this matchup. Opponent. Eldrazi Displacer. Okay. Well, we're going to need to kill that eventually. Exile Sculler, gain some life. Opponent passing. We untap. Fatal Push. Ew. Well, I guess we Marsh Flats. Crack Marsh Flats. Take a Swamp. Fatal Push Displacer. Make a token. Go to combat. Attack Kaya. Kaya down. Lingering Souls, make a token. Extract Displacer, make a token. Oh, and they even had one. Oh, they did have a Sculler in hand. And a Displacer. Well, that worked out. Let's look at this deck. Flicker Wisps, another Kaya, Arbiter's Pass, Thalia's, Thought-Knot's Wastelands, no sweepers. Alright. Well, we put our opponent down to Flicker Wisp, Tidehollow Sculler. Pass the turn, and we keep attacking, and hope it's enough. Faithless Looting's good, more removal's good. Pretty much, I mean, apart from more lands, which we shouldn't draw because we've already drawn so many, not many bad draws in our deck at this point. Discard's not that great, I guess. Discard's kind of sketchy. Opponent. Tidehollow Sculler. That's a Whifferino. Just a Godless Shrine. Can't take that. Yeah. And a tap land. So Flicker Wisp, last card. Faithless Looting, Seasoned Pyromancer. Any of those would be insane. Untap. Ooh, Seasoned Pyromancer. Well, that makes things pretty easy. Godless Shrine tapped. Seasoned Pyromancer. Draw 2. Boy, this card's good. Lingering Souls. Make some tokens. Combat. Attack our opponent. Opponent blocks. Drops to 16. We pass the turn. We are going to lose our Kaya's Guile to the Sculler, but because they can Flicker Wisp it. Opponent plays a land. We should have a lot more redraws than our opponent, though. We still have all of our Faithless Lootings. There's more Seasoned Pyromancers. We actually have the mana to Entwine, thanks to our early game Flood Out. We could Entwine this. I don't think we get the chance. I expect Flicker Wisp, Flicker Tidehollow, etc., etc. Flicker Wisp. Oh, just going to get a token. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Opponent passing. Well, we lose our token. Untap. Draw Mountain. I'll go to combat. All attack. Except Young Pyromancer. Seasoned Pyromancer. Old already. If he dies, it's fine. I'm just kidding. I love old people. Opponent gets in. Blocks. Sure. And, yeah, let's just pass. I think we're in pretty good shape. We got the token beatdown going. Opponent. Double Seasoned Pyromancer, that's a lot for most decks to beat. No attacks. Now, let's Seasoned Pyromancer. Make some tokens. Untap. Ooh, there's looting. Now, Faithless Looting. Make a token. Discard land and Inquisition. Go to combat. Get in with the spirits. Faithless Looting. Make a token. Discard Seasoned Pyromancer. Lingering Souls. Play the mountain. Pass the turn. Oh yeah, we are in wonderful shape here. Opponent. If we attacked with our ground creatures, opponent could have Shambling Vent blocked. Opponent scoops it up, and in the land of fair magic, I think our deck might be really insane. It seems very strong against decks trying to play fairly. It seems brutal. Brutal. Alright, so opponent playing some Eldrazi and taxes. We can go down Surgicals. They don't really do anything. Blood Moon can be good. Although they also... Blood Moon can be good, although they also probably have Aetherfile. Plague Engineer's interesting. It gets Flicker Wisp, but I guess that's about it. Not too many 1-toughness creatures. Thalias, I guess, potentially. I think we can go down Kaya's Guile. Go up to Blood Moons. And maybe go down, like, Inquisition for Dreadbore. And yeah, try like that. So we're on the draw here for game number 2. Opponent. Oh boy. Oh boy. We like these land heavy hands. You're gonna have to mulligan that one. Oh dear. Now the land light hand. Well, we will keep this. Lingering Souls bottom. We needed some red mana. Ugh. If we could have mixed our 7 and our 6 together, we would have had 2 very good hands. But instead, we have 2 not very good hands. Yeah, Godless Shrine, go. Well, mana. Our kingdom for a land. Opponent. Quetzalcoatlos. Passing. We draw. Please land, please. Thoughtseize. Well, I mean, we will Thoughtseize our opponent. Wasteland Strangler. Fatal Push. Thought-Knot Seer. Well, take Thought-Knot. Pass the turn and pray for lands. Opponent. Our opponent's hand's not too scary without that Thought-Knot. Caves of Koilos. Leonin Arbiter. Okay. Opponent passing. And a land off the top. New. Well. Fatal Push Arbiter. Pass the turn. Opponent. If we can draw 1 land, our hand's going to do things. Plains. Kaya. Exile stuff. Opponent. Passing. Is it a land? No. Well, Inquisition our opponent. I mean, I guess for still being stuck on literally 1 land, we're staying in this game so far. Eldrazi Temple. Oh boy, they do Thought-Knot. Yeah, and that probably is game, since now we can't even Faithless Looting. Ugh. Our deck kind of betrayed us on this one. Thought-Knot. Gets to steal something. Takes Faithless Looting. That's a good choice. That's a card that could let us back into this game. I guess if we go runner lands, we have a shot. Not a land. Huh. I think by this point in last game, we had drawn 10 lands. Oh, Magic is a weird game. Oh, the variants. Opponent, yeah. Kaya, exiling their own stuff, since why not? Gets in with Thought-Knot, hits us to 12. More action? Oh, running Thought-Knots. Alright, yep. Well, I mean, the Magic gods were displeased. Yeah, run it back. Run it back and hope that we draw land this time. Maybe we should have kept the 6, which was unkeepable, but we get to play first. Okay, this is a fairly reasonable mixture of lands and spells. We can deal with this. Let's just Sacred Foundry tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent. Tap land. And passing. Well, Marsh Flats. Pass the turn. Seasoned Pyromancer can be sweet next turn. Opponent. Concealed Courtyard. Alright. Crack Marsh Flats. Take a swamp. Arbiter resolves. Kill Arbiter. Untap. Lightning Bolt. Well, Bloodstained Mire. Crack Bloodstained Mire. Take a Mountain. Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard Lingering Souls. Discard Seasoned Pyromancer. Make some dorks, pass the turn. Hope for no Kaya. Kaya to exile Seasoned Pyromancer would make us a little sad. Land for our opponent. I mean, we do get to kill the Kaya, but it would still make us sad. Thalia. Opponent passing. Ooh, Yawgmoth. Well, we will Lightning Bolt Thalia. Unearth Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard Inquisition. Discard Unearth. Go to combat. Attack. Well, not another land, but we got a pretty big Seasoned Pyromancer board already. Hit our opponent. Man, if we get down this Yawgmoth, it's insane. It's so good. Eldrazi Temple. Opponent, you got the Thought Knot. The answer is yes. Thought Knot Seer. So opponent, they gotta take Yawgmoth, I think. It's gotta be 100% Yawgmoth. Yawgmoth is game ending if we just draw Black Source. Blood Moon would be a sneakily insane draw. Yep, takes Yawgmoth. Opponent's passing. Oh, we did draw the Black Source too. Well, go to combat. Attack with everything. Opponent blocks a Seasoned Pyromancer. Drops to 10. So play Godless Shrine. Play Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard Looting. Draw 2. Pass the turn. Opponent's at 10. We're close. We're close to closing this out. What do you got, opponent? Plays a Plains. Man, 3 Seasoned Pyromancers is a lot of value. 3 Seasoned Pyromancers by, what, turn 4? Turn 5? Opponent. Let's see it. Kembo. Sure. That does keep our opponent alive-ish. And Wasteland Strangler. Gonna kill a Seasoned Pyromancer. Yep. Opponent. No attacks. 2 cards in hand. We untap. We draw Lingering Souls. What's our plan? Lightning Bolt, Chemball. I think we just Lightning Bolt, Chemball. Opponent gains a bit of life. So if we attack, we hit our opponent. We lose some stuff. Let's just Lingering Souls. We hit our opponent to 8. We lose Seasoned Pyromancer Elemental. Yeah, let's just pass for this turn. Opponent's only got 2 cards in hand. Opponent. Land. And... oh my god, Orzhov Pontiff. Whoa! What a draw. What a draw. What a card. Okay, that is absurd. Okay, opponent combat. Attacks with both. Yeah, we take 1,000,000. Oh, that's not good. Down to 9. Sideboard cards coming through. And a Thalia, that's also not good. Opponent passes. Wow. Well, Lingering Souls. Play Bloodstained Mire. Pass the turn. We might be losing here. Wow, that's absurd. Opponent. Whoa. Opponent, what do they draw? Something wonderful. Fires up Shambling Vent. Goes to combat. Big attack. Well, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, kill Thought Knot. I think they got us. Wow, the Pontiff. We get to draw a card. Opponent gains life. Young Pyromancer. Opponent plays another Shambling Fence. Passes. Yeah, that's game. Wow. All right. Oh. And we finish with a very sad 2 and 3. Started off great with Mardu Octomancer, but then things kind of went strange in those last games. I guess that's something to talk about in the wrap-up, but ooh. Oh, man. I feel like we got really beaten by a Varian Stick in that last match. I mean, against the Eldrazi and Taxes deck, I think we are incredibly heavily favored. But after just crushing our opponent in Game 1, Game 2, 1 land forever, and then Game 3, the one of Orzhov Pontiff that I'm surprised is hanging out in the sideboard, but yeah, I mean that's why you put cards in your sideboard, is you hope you draw them when they're good, and our opponent drew that one when it was absolutely just overwhelmingly insane. So yeah, that's a card that most Eldrazi and Taxes decks don't play. Some do, some don't. It's kind of a 50-50-ish proposition, I guess. Yeah. I think what happened, honestly, is maybe we got by someone who had not updated their deck. Because I don't think you can afford to spend slots on Pontiff in the current meta. It's such a fair card. So, well, all right. 2 and 3. Sad 2 and 3, but the deck was still sweet, and it did some really awesome things. But yeah, this is all wrap-up stuff. We'll talk about it in the wrap-up. So what do we learn this week about Mardu Octomancer in Modern? And we started off pretty good. We started off 2-0 actually, taking down Is It Phoenix, taking down Blue-White Control. Then in round 3, we ran into Tron, and oh boy, Tron feels like a really bad matchup, especially since we lost the die roll, so Blood Moon's too slow. But pretty much, we did go 1-1 before losing game 3, but we lost that one to go to 2-1, and then our last 2 rounds, that was brutal. We lost to Vizier Druid, which is one of the best decks in Modern right now, but I feel like it's a pretty decent matchup. We got a lot of removal, we got a lot of discard, we have a lot of pieces to deal with that deck, but our hands just didn't line up with our opponent's answers. They had really fast combos both games, had some Teferi protection, and we had one hand that was just like all creatures and no removal on the mulligan, so didn't line up. And then against Eldrazi attacks we got stuck on one land, we mulliganed a lot, opponent had a sideboard card, so we ended up with a 2-3, but it was kind of a disappointing 2-3 because we started off so strong. The Tron loss, that's going to happen, but I really feel like we should have been able to at least go like 1-1 against those last 2 decks and finish with like a 3-2. It was really close, and Magic is a weird game. There's a lot of variance. I'm sure there's things I could have done better. I'm sure we could have drawn more lands some games, but that's Magic for you. So really, our record, meh, not super exciting, but the deck still felt really sweet, and Seasoned Pyromancer was really impressive. We had some absurd games with Seasoned Pyromancer and Unearth, just to like, Seasoned Pyromancer, it either dies or we discard another one and then Earth it and draw a bunch more cards and make a bunch more tokens. So we built some very impressive board states with Seasoned Pyromancer, and the fact that we can just get empty-handed and then discard 0 cards and draw 2 cards and have a 2/2 body left behind, it is a really powerful Magic card. So very impressed with Seasoned Pyromancer. We also had some really sweet Yawgmoth games. It's a little expensive at 4 mana, but we did some really cool tricks against like Blue-White Control, being able to like sack stuff and trim down creatures to survive in combat and do all this weird shenanigans with Yawgmoth, so that was really cool. Otherwise, the deck's got good removal. The deck has good discard, can make a lot of tokens, it can go wide, like that's kind of what a deck like Mardu Octomancer does. So it does what it does well. The downside is we are a pretty fair deck, and Modern is a pretty unfair format. Even though we ran into some fair matchups, we did lose to Vizier Druid, pretty fast and unfair. We lost to Tron, pretty fast and unfair, and Mardu Octomancer, at its heart, it's a fair deck. It is looking to just grind out incremental token value, disrupt you a little bit, kill your stuff a little bit, and win in like the late game with 1/1s. It's not an aggro deck. It's not going to kill you on turn 3. Probably not even going to kill you on like turn 5 or turn 6. It's looking to play the long game and eventually get the value and win that way. But the format just might be in too unfair of a place right now. So the deck feels really powerful, and I think Seasoned Pyromancer, like I said, busted, and Unearth was very good, and Yawgmoth was very good. So I feel like this deck is very powerful, but it just might not be in exactly the right place for the meta right now. It might be a deck where keep an eye on bannings. Keep an eye on, maybe they get rid of Hogak. Maybe they get rid of some of the other unfair stuff, especially with London Mulligan rule happening. There's an excuse to have bannings. I don't know if Wizard wants Hogak Pro Tour coming up in another month or so. Like, they might want to avoid that. So maybe we get some bannings, and if we get bannings, or the format just adjusts back to a place where it's not quite as unfair, not quite as fast, then I think this deck could really shine, because it has many of the same upsides as the old Mardu Pyromancer deck, where you could just grind out value all day, you draw so many cards, you find your answers, it's very powerful like that. But the new upgrades, Seasoned Pyromancer, Yawgmoth, Unearth, they are huge, and they make the deck way, way better. So my overall impression of Mardu Octomancer is it's a very strong deck, but it just might not be quite unfair enough. It might be a little bit too fair for our current very unfair modern format. So this is one to watch for the future. Seasoned Pyromancer, it's too good to not work out eventually. Either the metagame will shift, there will be banning, something will happen to push the format in a little bit more fair direction, a little bit further away from the unfair decks, and that's going to be the time for Mardu Octomancer to really shine. So right now it's fine, and it was good enough. Like, I still feel like we should add like a 3-2 out of this league, probably, with a little better play, a little more luck, whatever. So it's competitive enough that you can win with it. But if things shift just a little bit, this could shoot up to being a legitimate, like, second-tier deck, maybe even first-tier deck in the format, because of the power of the new Modern Horizons cards, added to an already really strong shell. So anyway, that's been our bunch of brew for this week. Mardu Octomancer for Modern. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.